Hey everyone, Calvin here, and this is my project for digital forensics. It's called email analysis. So email analysis is a Chrome extension, and I built it in React.js. Basically, this tool analyzes Gmail headers for us. So it basically collects and combines relevant headers, and those headers specify the different hops that the email traversed through, and we combine all those into one route. And to get the locations of the different hops, I use geolocation. There's an API for that I'll talk about in a second. And I plot the different hops as markers on Google Maps. So you'll see one marker for each hop, and then a line connecting all of them to trace a complete route. Another feature that I added was analyzing Gmail attachments. So I use the VirusTotal API here to basically scan the attachments for viruses or spam. So because the tool analyzes Gmail emails, I use the Gmail API, and with this API, it provided me endpoints for me to get a list of messages, and well, in this case they're called emails, used to get information about specific email. So that's where we get the information about headers, snippets, subject lines, and stuff like that. It also allows me to get information about a specific attachment by supplying an attachment ID. So here are examples of that. So I use Postman to make different requests, and the first screenshot here shows you a GET request on all of your messages or emails. It only shows you the first 100, but here you have message ID, and you can pass that message ID as a query in the query, and it will get you a specific message out. So here you can see the different snippet, and here are the headers that I used to geolocate. And here is an example of getting an attachment and the data from attachment. So you do a get request on messages / attachments as well. You pass in something called attachment ID, which you can fetch from here, and it will give you the data from the attachment. So another API that I use is the Google Maps API. I wanted to use this API to basically plot the different hops and use a polyline to connect all the markers. I also added a label to each marker, and those labels specify the exact location and longitude and latitude and the server name, so where it came from. So here's an example of that. In this screenshot, I have one marker for where I am right now. Is the current location. It says hop 0 because it didn't hop anywhere. It came from here. It's me. That's where I'm right now. And here's the longitude and latitude. I use the IPStack API to do the geolocation. So here's an example of trying to geolocate this hostname. A problem with some of the mail servers is that some of them are private. So if you look at this example right here, a lot of the information returned is null. So whenever that happens, I just ignore that header, but still try to connect the route. Cool. And the last API that I use is VirusTotal. So using this API, I'm able to scan and analyze the attachments attached to the email to see if there are any viruses or if it's spam. So the Chrome extension will display the results from all the scanners. So the second screenshots right here will show you the different scanners, and you can see the results. So it says good if there's nothing, and the results, well, everything's good, so there's nothing really to report. Here's what it looks like before you analyze, and there's also a link right here that you can click on to go to VirusTotal to see the full report. Cool, so I'm just going to demonstrate the Chrome extension. So because it's an extension I created, you can attach it to your browser. If you click on this, it'll open up a new page, and there's a login button. So you sign in via Google. So authenticate using your Google account, and so it says to pick an email to analyze headers and attachments. So here are all the emails in my inbox at the moment. If you scroll all the way down, you are able to load more emails. So it's just so you're not limited to 100. And let me pick out an email that's decent routes. There's one about GitHub. So if you click on this email will be highlighted. And if you notice in the Google Maps, it shows you the different markers. So different markers are placed depending on where the email came from. So for example, it started off here, or yeah, never mind. It started in San Francisco, and then it traversed to somewhere in Colorado, and then bounced back here, bounced back, and then finally bounced all the way to New York to where I am. If you want the full list, if you scroll down, it tells you all the different hops that it has made and the location. And further down here, tells you the different headers. So these are the headers that I use to do the geolocation. And yeah, let me show you an example of doing an attachment analysis. Find one. So click on this email. Oh, and if you notice, sometimes there aren't really any hops that the emails went through, so there isn't really relevant information. So that's why clicking this email showed there's only one hop, and it's only me. There isn't really any relevant headers here. But to the left, you see now there are two different attachments that you can analyze. So for example, I can click on this, and it will be scanning, and it should take some time to scan. Cool. So after the scan is complete, it shows you, the SHA-256 hash. It tells you all the different scanners and the results for each of them. Go down there, and then let's just analyze this one for fun. And you can click on this to get the full report. So if I click on this, it takes me to VirusTotal, and it gives me more information here. Cool, and then the same thing for the second attachment. And yeah, you can check out this extension on the Chrome store. I added in there, so go to extensions, open Chrome Web Store, type in email analysis, extension. If you scroll down here, mind the poor picture, but if you can click on this and download it, and you should get a button here. It will ask for different permissions, like getting access to your email, getting your current location, so then that will be the very last hop in the route. Okay, thank you for watching, and this was my digital forensics project.